So we are going to do radical equations. So, well, we all know what an equation is. We all know what a radical is. So what is a radical equation? An equation that has a radical. Very creative. So let's start simple. Square root of x minus 2 equals 4. And we want to find the solution to x. And x minus 2 is trapped inside the root. Yes. And we want to solve for x. So somehow we have to liberate the x. How would we do that? We want to eliminate the radical. How do we eliminate the radical? What should we do on both sides? What will get rid of that root other than my eraser? Square. Okay. If I square on both sides, the root and the square will get cancelled. X minus 2 would equal 60. Add 2 on both sides. X would be equal to 18. You can always verify your answer by taking this x and doing what? Plugging it back in. What should we do? Square on both sides. The root and the square will get cancelled. 8x plus 1 equals 25. Subtract 1 on both sides or move that 1 to the other side. We will have 25 minus 1, which is 24. 8x is equal to 24, which would mean x is 24 divided by 8, which is 3. What is the very first step? Square on both sides, so 10x root 10x plus 3 would equal 3 squared. The root and the square will get cancelled. 10x plus 3 would equal to 9. 10x equals 9 minus 3, which is 6. Divide by 10 on both sides, 6 over 10. If you simplify, that is 3 over 5. Suppose you have something like this. What is the first thing that comes to your mind? Abort mission.
Subtract 4.
Why? Why can I not square on both sides?
Because it's not under the radical.
It's not under the radical, and it's not the right thing to do because you'd end up complicating the problem more than it's supposed to be. So first step is to move the number to the other side. 11 minus 4 is 7. The problem reduces to the type that we had earlier. What should we do now? Square on both sides. The root and the square will get cancelled. X minus 2 would equal 49. Add 2 on both sides. 49 plus 2 is 51. Good. The first step is to subtract by 9 on both sides. You shouldn't square. The objective here is to have the number on one side and the root on the other. So 2 square root of x minus 5 equals 21 minus 9. 12, 2 square root of x minus 5. Somehow the 2 just disappeared and you guys did something when you went from here to there. So first step would be to divide by 2. Square root of x minus 5 would equal 12 divided by 2, which is 6. Now you can square on both sides. If you square on both sides, root and square will get cancelled. X minus 5 would equal to 6 squared, which is 36. Add 5 on both sides. 36 plus 5 is 41. Good. What should we do? No, you said something. You subtract y. I have root on one side, an expression on the other. This is okay also, as long as I can isolate a root by itself on one side, I can always square on both sides to get the answer. So if I square on both sides, root and the square will go away. Y plus 2 would equal to that. What should we do? FOIL. So if you FOIL 4 minus y squared, you will get 16 minus 8y plus y squared. Yes? Move the y's to one side. We will have y squared minus 9y plus 16 equals 2. Yes. So negative 8y, negative y, negative 9y. 16, 2 on the other side. I can subtract 2 . So I would end up having y squared minus 9y plus 16 minus 2 equals 0. I just move the 2 to the other side. So y squared minus 9y plus 14 equals 0. You've got to solve that equation. How do we solve that equation? Negative 7, says Annika. That is correct.
But where's the
Nesh, I expected the answer from you.
Well,
Two.
I was thinking myself what number it was, so it's a next thing.
What do you say?
where did you like factor the -2 from the equation before?
No. You know, this is a quadratic equation. This goes back to, was it chapter 6 or chapter 5? Chapter 5, 5.8. So y minus 2 times y minus 7 equals 0. You can always verify your factors by foiling. So y minus 2 equals 0. Y minus 7 equals 0. We can solve for y. So y equals 2, y equals 7. And those are the two solutions. It is always a good idea to verify the solution because sometimes in problems like this, it may not work out. So if I plug in 2, I will get 2 plus 2, which is 4. Yes. Square root of 4 is 2, which would mean 4 is equal to 4. That works for us. The next solution that we have is y equals 7. Root 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2 is 9. What is the square root of 9? 3. So 3 plus 2, well, is 5 equal to 4? No, not in this world. So this doesn't work out for us. So of the two solutions, which is a valid solution?
2.
So you may ask, well, why did this happen? Well, it goes back to the concept of roots. I won't get into that, but I mentioned a long time ago that when you take the square root, you get plus or minus. So for some values it should work, some it wouldn't work. So just looking at the two factors, and in this case, 2 is a solution, 7 is not. Good. What is the next step? Divide by 2 on both sides. So if you divide by 2 here, get square root of 2x plus 2 equals x plus 3 divided by 2. Mind you, that is an entire term. You can't just ditch that 2. You can't just simply divide x by the 2. That's a full term. Now I can square on both sides because I have a root on one side, another expression on the other. So if I square root and the square will get cancelled. So 2x plus 2 would be equal to x plus 3 divided by 2 square. Good. Now, if you're squaring a rational expression, you have to square the numerator as well as the denominator. So 2x plus 2 would equal x plus 3 square divided by 2 square, which is 4. So 2x plus 2 would equal to x plus 3 squared divided by 4. We want to solve for x. There is an x here, there is an x trapped inside there. So the next step is to FOIL x plus 3 squared. Which is x squared plus 6x plus 9. Where do we go from here? Multiply by 4 on both sides. So 4 times 2x plus 2 would equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now we just have to rewrite it as a quadratic equation and factor so that we can solve. 8x plus 8 equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. Move all the terms to one side, keep the number on the other. So you have x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 8x minus 8 equals 0. Good so far? 6x minus 8x minus 2x, 9 minus 8 is 1. Is it possible to factor that? Go ahead, Richard. What are the factors?
What I would say 2.
2. Okay.
Do it because I don't know what I'm factoring from the top one or the one from
Want to
below.
factor this? The
Oh.
trinomial.
1.
That is correct. X minus 1 times x minus 1 will give you x squared minus 2x plus 1. So x is 1. There is only one solution here, and it probably is going to work out just fine. 4, 5, yes. So far, we were able to isolate the radical, kept it on one side, squared on both sides, got the answer. We can't do this right away because I have a radical on this side, radical on that side. So the key to solving this problem is to moving the radicals to one side. So square root of x plus 6 minus square root of x plus 2 would equal 1. Good. Now we could use the same concept that we learned, square on both sides. Here comes the fun part. What do we do? Just get rid of this and get rid of that. You say no. Way too easy. So yes, that is correct. So you can't do this. Get rid of that root, get rid of that. X plus 6 minus x plus 2. Get rid of the x's, get rid of everything. You have the answer. No. If you pay close attention, this is A, and that is B. Yes. And we went over this a long time ago. A minus B squared is A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. In place of a, I'm going to put root x plus 6. So root x plus 6 squared minus 2 root x plus 6 times root x plus 2 plus b root x plus 2 square equals 1. Good. A minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Plugging in a, up, a, b, and b squared. Good. Now, the root and the square will get cancelled, finally. Root and the square will get cancelled.
Is about, you said. First one is equal to 1, but root x plus 2. Why is that on down?
I couldn't fit it right. So that's confusing you. This is what I meant. I just didn't want to keep space. Good. So now I have x plus 6 minus 2 root a times root b. We can combine the roots together. Plus x plus 2 equals 1. Good. I can combine the x's. X plus x is 2x. Six plus 2, 8. Minus 2 root x plus 6 times x plus 2 would equal 1. Good. What should we do now? We're almost there. This is the point where we should use a trick that we've used before.
Or the A, oh, the,
Would you subtract the 8 and the 2?
Would I?
Could you?
I'm going to subtract the A and the 2x. What do I achieve by doing that? If you notice, I've isolated a radical by itself on one side, an expression on the other side, so I can square on both sides. Does that make sense? So I did it the way I did it so that I can get to this step. Once I have this step, I simply can square on both sides. So 1 minus 8 minus 7 minus 2x. Good. So on the left-hand side, I have minus 2 root x plus 6 times x plus 2. On that side, I have minus 7 minus 2x. If I pull the negative out, I simply have negative 7 plus 2x. What is the next step? What do we see in common? divide by 2, and also negatives. Cancel the negative, divide by 2. Good. Square on both sides, you can get rid of the radical. So square root of x plus 6 times x plus 2 square would equal to 2x plus 7 over 2 squared. Yes. What would happen to the root and the square? Get cancelled. X plus 6 times x plus 2 would be equal to 2x plus 7 square divided by 4. Good. Apply the square to the numerator, apply the square to the denominator. 2x plus 7 square divided by 4. I told you this was a lengthy problem. This should remind you of something from earlier. How did we solve? If I recall correctly, that problem had x plus 3 squared divided by 4. What did we do? We FOILed, we multiplied by 4 on both sides, then simplified, finally factored. Going to do the exact same thing. Going to FOIL on this side, x squared plus 8x plus 12 equals FOIL over there, 4x squared plus 28x plus 49 by FOIL 2x plus 7 multiplied by 2x plus 7. I would get that. What is the next step? Just like we did earlier, multiply both sides by 4. Good. Distribute the 4, you will get 4x squared plus 8x plus 12 equals 4x squared plus 28x plus 49. Good so far? What do we do? Solve for x. Move everything to one side. Now, I have 4x squared on this side, 4x squared on that side. What would happen? Yes.
I think I distribute the 4
Yeah.
to 8x as well.
Thank you. It's a good thing you guys mentioned something. You see something incorrect, do let me know. I have a 4 squared on this, 4x squared on this side, 4x squared on that side. What would happen to the 4x squared? It'll get cancelled. I can move the rest to one side, so 32x plus 48 minus 28x minus 49 equals 0. What is 32x minus 28x? 4x. 48 minus 49 is -1. If 4x minus 1 is equal to 0, what is x? 1/4. We did all that work to determine that x is 1/4.